recap some of the trip, which have been also posted, which were also in the other videos. Yeah, it took me about 4 days in all. Last night I stopped at my mom's place. I got some breakfast this morning, got some rest, dropped off a few things, gave some hugs. Geez, I love her. And then I traveled out this morning from there, and now it's about, I think, like 4 o'clock. I'm sorry, it's like about noon in San Francisco. So from the last post, I was traveling up 158 I-5. Then I took I-5 north to 152, which is a bit of a shortcut compared to taking I-80, which goes to Altamont Pass. 152 is the Pacheco Pass, which is a little known kind of local shortcut that basically connects, goes into Silicon Valley, San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, from 5. A little bit more scenic, not as many people on it, not as much traffic. And from 152, I connected with 101, and 101 north, and then I took I-80, 580 north of San Francisco, which basically is parallel to 101, a little bit more scenic, a little bit more in the coastal range, but I think well worth it. If you want to deal with traffic on 101, which is not good. It's one of my favorite views here, and I used to live this view. Like I said, my destination is San Francisco. Here we are. So Coal Valley is just below this point where I am heading, and it's been a good. Well, it's been this road trip had its ups and downs. It's fairly smooth. I'm glad I took the route I did. I thank everyone on Yelp.com that gave me some good feedback, and also glad I did do some research on this trip beforehand and prepared, like using iWork in the AT&T Navigator app, TomTom, using the TomTom GPS dock, as well as some Brookstone, my old company I used to work at, Brookstone noise canceling headsets, which I've been using. I'm driving a Jeep, a 2005 Jeep Wrangler, a Rubicon, 2005, and it's not the most comfortable of vehicles, nor is it the quietest. So these headphones have really been useful this trip, as well as a few apps that I had downloaded for the iPhone. The iTuneIn radio app, which I use to access the Weather Service radio site, as well as like at least 3 or 4 weather apps, Wonderground, Weather.com, and a few others. Pandora has been a huge help, as well as Facebook, Twitter, which I haven't been really using that much this trip. Let's see what else. Oh, and Hulu here and there on some long, boring stretches. Yeah, the AT&T Navigator app has really helped, as with like finding gas stations, even motels. I'm looking at them on the road ahead, and even calling these hotels to find, to book reservations and compare costs. The only kind of really uncertain times of the trips, like dicey parts, where was that time on I-40 that's just between Amarillo, Texas, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, where a snowdrift turned into a snowstorm. And see, another part was in between Needles, Texas, and Barstow, where the gas stations are just few and far in between. And I totally advise getting gas in Needles before hitting the Mojave Desert. Otherwise, be looking at paying like $178 for gas in the Mojave Desert. And even if you make it to a gas station, if you're running low, I think there are stretches where it's between 30 and 50 miles between gas stations. Okay, so I think this concludes my road trip from Boston, Massachusetts to San Francisco, California. February 2011, the winter.